Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. It is a beautiful, sunny March morning here in Western New York. I am Dalton. This is Armson Farms, the Footlong Farmer YouTube channel. Today, the goal, the plan, the hope is to move a little bit of liquid manure. We're sitting at 18 degrees right now. Even though it looks like it's 40, it is chilly. Gonna get the barn cleaned, and we're gonna try to get after it. Follow along, guys. Hopefully we have ourselves a nice smooth day. It's just gonna be one truck, kind of a long haul. You know, see if we can have a 20 load day, something like that. Follow along. All right, that's why you always check. Sometimes manure gets frozen on the bottom in there, and these floats get stuck. That's how you make a mess. Always check, always check. I see there's a bunch of smoke over across the valley at the neighbors. Hopefully they're not having a real big fire. It's a possibility they've got an eagle and they're just starting their eagle over there, but yeah, that doesn't look too good over yonder. Hopefully everything's all good over there. That was a joke about the eagle. I thought it was funny, but yeah, that's not a laughable thing, but yeah, hopefully they're all good. The old eagle's up and running. We had to put the cables on it again. We're gonna have to rip the batteries out of there and test them, I guess. She's a miserable old girl. It's never an easy day with this rig. No, all set. We're good to go. Test out and see if that gun is still free. Those of you guys who remember load the other day, and we are in fact going to be able to agitate today, so that's exciting. We'll throttle it back down. When you switch back to load, sometimes it makes the load stand kind of jump a little bit. I gotta get some wheel chucks for this thing, just so that way it doesn't jump. Rock on, guys. We are finally under motion. 8:15, but we're there. motion. Pretty ideal conditions for top spreading. Almost no snow, rock solid. It is supposed to be up to 30 by 2 this afternoon, so we're just gonna play this by ear, but at the moment, I think, we should be able to move manure for a while. I was sitting here on the side of the road, got to the field, and I don't see the remote for my truck. So Tyler's running over. I'm assuming I probably got out and I set it down when I got in the pump tractor. I'm assuming. At least they're only a couple miles from home, right? That's a boneheaded move. That's what happens. Get talking on the phone. These headsets can be a problem. You get talking, it distracts you. You're in the half zone out a little bit, but oh well. This tank, I kind of wish it still had a manual pump turn on off. I could swing the booms, I could up, down, side to side, and I can open and close my knife valves manually, but I can't turn the pump on manually. I'm gonna have to talk to Chuck about that. This has happened one other time since I got the remote. Both times, boy, it makes you feel like a total bonehead. But also, if your batteries die or something like that on the remote and you don't have batteries, that's a problem. That's why I carry a pack of AAAs right here in the truck now, because that's happened before too. When that happened then, I was by my in-laws' house and went and stole AAAs out of their TV remote. With permission, of course. But, yeah, this is kind of annoying. All right, Tyler made it. Only a couple minutes. So here's what I was talking about. I got 3 valves. Those are the function. This cylinder here is what engages the pump. It's an electric, there's an air, I don't know, little cylinder here that opens and closes it. There's no way to manually do it without taking the whole cylinder off and pulling it, which in a real pinch, I would probably attempt to do. My old box, there was little solenoids in here with buttons that you could push to advance the solenoids. This is a new one. Like I said, I don't know. I'm sure there's a way to do it. Cross them or something. I'm not an electrician, and I haven't screwed around with it enough to really know. But what I do know is I don't like to screw with stuff. So being that Tyler was able to bring up the remote, that helped. And we're back under motion. Heading back from lunch now. We ended up getting 8 loads hauled this morning, something like that. Give or take a load or 2. And yeah, had some nice Armstrong Farm grown beef burgers. It's a big hell yeah there. So we're headed back. Cadillac Style came on the radio. Probably gonna make this video either have to get taken down or non-monetized, but give you guys a little clip of it, because how can you not rock out to Cadillac Style? All right, well, we're back humming along here. I think we're gonna be able to keep rolling, at least temporarily. I think the field condition would be totally fine if, it warms up. The issue we're gonna run into is our driveway. Because it's such a new driveway where they put the pipes into this new lagoon, the pipes that they had to notch through the driveway, those spots are settling terrible. And it's been frozen, so at the moment we're good. But we're gonna kind of play it by ear. It's not gonna take another 5-10 degrees to really kind of ruin it as far as the driveway goes. So yeah, we're just gonna play it by ear. But we'll keep rocking for as long as we can. It's right in through here. This is where the area, as it is, this is settled today. It was all about this level. That's settling down, and then right in that area there, that's where you're really gonna run into issues, because the pipes got wide in up there to that pit. So that sun sure does feel nice though, even though it might put a damper on our parade. Manure comes in, manure gets pumped out. I figure we got about 5 foot in here right now. The seam line there is 8 foot. So between 5 and 6 feet, but we're down about 6 inches today. Not going to be able to drop it crazy with one truck, but yeah. So if this is 4.5 million gallons, and we're, you know, at 5-6 foot, 16-foot lagoon, you know, we're you know, probably 2 million gallons or close to it. So we're no longer empty, that's for sure. I do love, with this short hose, how short of a walk it is. I do have a remote, so I don't have to get out of the truck, but I am today just because the sun feels so nice. And but if you had to walk back and forth every load, it is nice. It's like a 15-foot walk versus when we used to back down into there, you'd have to walk from up here all the way down through the mud to get the tractor, and yeah, that really was no fun. One thing I would like to do, obviously we got to get this whole lagoon filled in here this spring, but for starters, I'd like to get a few loads of big cobblestone and bring this out at least 4 or 5 foot, so I got a little more swing there, because, you know, it'd be nice just to be able to get out a little further. But certainly no complaints on my end. This has been pretty slick. Like it's just starting to get a little slimy on top. Nothing that's going to stop the tractor and spreader by any means, but you kind of see starting to fling it a little bit. Yeah, not a big deal at all. He's taking it to the back of this field. Being that we only got one truck, he's got plenty of time between loads. So he's just doing the back, so that way if we get another truck in sometime, we still got this quarter of the field right here to do, especially if he's able to get the back done today. So if we get another truck in at some point, we can do, you know, this bottom corner. We didn't even try to call anybody, because the last thing I want to do is hire in a truck and then, you know, we get shut down at noon or something. That's no fun for anybody. And, you know, those guys, you don't want to screw them out of half a day of work somewhere else if they can work there. So we didn't bother calling anybody, but yeah, we're still going to get 20 loads today pretty easily. So we might even be able to go a little bit later. The sun's up later, so probably just keep on rocking. But so far, so good. Getting a little greasy, but nothing that's going to slow us down. Looks like the guys are out spreading some chicken litter on organic ground today. All organic ground to the left of me, and then up here the ground that borders this is all ours, but up here on the right there's another organic field. They did have another brand out there. I don't know what brand it was. It wasn't a Interrogator. Maybe if he's still out there, you guys tell me, or maybe he'll be close enough I can see him. He's not out there now. He must be back filling up. Dumping the litter out back of this farm out in the bunk. And they're just hauling up and down the road to those flotation tire spreaders. So, yeah, it makes it feel like spring when stuff like that's rolling. I know you still got the snow by the snow fence, but for the most part, the snow's pretty well gone. I've never dealt with that chicken litter stuff, but boy, it must be potent for as thin as you put it on for it to even make a difference. That must be some pretty hot stuff, which, I mean, I know it is. They grow good crops with the stuff, but it is wild, the amount of tons of stuff that we put on versus that little bit of fluff that they put on per acre of that stuff. The nutrient value must be pretty insane. Are up here filling in the hole, so that's where the pipe, we had a drain pipe that the whole front of the lagoon drains that way. Then it used to come that way and go into the old lagoon, so it came to there and they put a Y in, so now that comes over to this new lagoon. Finally it's got warm enough there over here, filling that hole back in. That'll be nice, get it back down, and maybe we go into the bunk that way with the feed truck now rather than having to pull out and do a 3-point turn and back in over there. So that's exciting. As soon as it thaws out and dries out and warms up a little bit, we can start filling in that lagoon there. It's going to be quite a project. The ultimate goal is to, see if I can zoom out. Basically, that's the back corner of the bunk. If we brought that this way and from kind of that wall this way, poured concrete down the whole thing, you know, over to here and made that an extension to the bunk, then that would all drain right into the lagoon like it's legally supposed to. Probably have some kind of an overflow, so if it's empty, or the high flow deal, I don't know how to explain that. I'll explain that someday, but kind of exciting to see dirt start getting filled in here, and someday we can get this filled in and have more room for feed. But don't mind the dirty windows, but yeah, it'll be nice just to get all this stuff picked up and cleaned up. These driveways are going to take a lot of time to get fully filled, packed, smooth, and keep the truck clean, but yeah, that's all part of building. Is sometimes it takes time to, you know, especially with driveways, especially when you're rolling over them as heavy as we are. You know, these aren't light rigs, but yeah, that's exciting. Also, shout out to Caleb for taking a quick video spreading for me. It's a big hell yeah. It's a little greasy, but oh well. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Somewhere is here. It's 5 o'clock. The sun is still in the sky. It's exciting. It's real exciting. Just seeing that field out there. Looks like it's drying out a little bit. Like, I'm sure it's still greasy. There's still frost in the ground, but and we're supposed to get some serious rain here Friday, I think. It's supposed to be in the 50s the rest of the week. Starting, you know, right now it's going to start warming up. It's like my float's starting to climb, so better pay attention. But yeah, it's starting to warm up. It's going to rain, but then next week it's not supposed to rain. It's supposed to be warm, you know, well-drained soil. It might dry out enough to get back to spreading next week on dry, non-frozen ground. That'll really feel like spring. Won't need this thing in here. Oh well. We're gonna haul a few more until it starts to get a little dark, and then we're gonna call it a day, I think. Alright guys, well it's 6 o'clock. We were gonna keep running, but I think we're gonna go ahead and call it a night. We ended up with 22 loads. Sun's starting to go down a little bit, but boy is it exciting when the sun is still up this time of day. That sun just felt so good today. You So you kind of start to get that itch. You're just excited for spring, flat out. So we're gonna go back, park this baby on the ramp, get her drained, and I think tomorrow we're gonna wash the filthy old pig and probably pull the pump out and wash that up too. Being that we're not gonna be hauling for at least a week, get everything washed up good, go from there. So head on down the road here. You're doing good, old girl. You're miserable. You're not fun to drive, but you do your job. One of these days, I'll get some oil for that. Yep, myself. Good deal. Whew, stuff stinks. Anything right there. Nice. Yeah, dropped her. I'd say about 8 inches. So I do got a leak in wheel seal on the other side of this trailer. Have to get that addressed after I get it all cleaned up, but that's gonna go ahead and do it. Poor old girl riding around in the sloppy mud. Yeah, like I said, this old binder, it's rough. It's got some issues. It's had some issues for years. It just keeps clicking. I'd love to upgrade it. I hope we do. But I kind of hope we keep it as a backup because it does generally do the trick. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys are as excited for spring as I am. Listening to podcasts today, Tony Reed and those guys talking about how farming's just not as fun as it once was. Well, that might be their opinion. To me, farming's as fun or more than it ever has been. It's especially this time of year, you start getting excited. So I hope you guys feel the same way. I hope you guys keep watching, keep viewing. It's always appreciated. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Rock on, guys.